Hey, welcome back to our study. This study is called Dear Titus, and we've been looking at Titus 1, 1 through 4. We're in 4 today, so we're going to be finishing that up and learning a lot of great things about the church already. Learned about Paul, learned about the fact that he's an apostle called by Jesus Christ to do the work of an apostle. Only specific men were called to do that, and they were all men. And so you have that precedent, you have that group of men that were called to lay the foundation. And then we all, men and women, are called to work upon that in different roles that God has assigned to us. And so we do what he tells us to do. We obey him, we follow him as closely as we can, and we get the job done. Now today we're looking at verse 4. And Paul is writing to Titus, and he has some good things to say about Titus. Paul describes Titus in a similar way actually to Timothy. They are his true children. This phrase shows the close relationship that Paul had with Titus. They relate to each other as father and son. Being a true child also implies that Titus was a convert of Paul's. As far as we know, Paul did not have any biological children, but he did have many spiritual children. He stands as one who truly knew what Jesus said. Everyone who has left houses or brothers or sisters or father or mother or children or lands for my name's sake will receive a hundredfold and will inherit eternal life. He lived a celibate life. He gave up the possibility of having a wife and children. So he gave those things up, but then he gained, so many more sisters in the Lord. He gained children in the Lord. So that's what God does. Now, the word translated as true can only be found in Paul's writings, and it means genuine or real, which is contrasted to fake. He's not a false child. With the word true, Paul is encouraging Titus in the genuineness of his faith and conversion, which he'll definitely need as he goes about the task that Paul has set before him. He's going to need to remind this. He needs this reminder. He needs to be reminded to do that. So he needs this encouragement. I guarantee you. He needs to go back to the letter that Paul wrote and said, okay, yes, I am a true child, and I'm not a illegitimate child here. Now, the faith that Titus confessed and believed was the same as Paul and the rest of the elect. All true children of Paul and ultimately of God have the same faith. There's not a plurality of faiths here. There's only one common faith. This is an exclusivity statement, right? He's saying that there is only, you are a true child and there's fake children out there. So he's narrowing it down. There's an exclusivity here. He's saying that he and Titus have a common faith in contrast to all those who profess to know God but deny him by their works. This common faith is what accords with sound doctrine. So you gotta go back to the doctrines. That's what it's all about. If you don't have the doctrines of the faith, you're not studying, not learning, not singing them, then you're missing out, man. Because how are you going to know? How do you have a common faith with people that you don't even know? If you don't even know your own faith, how are you going to have a common faith with somebody else? It's not possible. And you won't even know if you do or not. So you couldn't agree with Paul. Like, yeah, we do have a common faith. Like, well, I don't know what Paul believes. I don't know what I believe. So in order to know the common faith, you have to know the doctrines that the Bible teaches. We have to teach those. We have to preach those. We have to repeat that over and over again. So it's stuck in our brain because, they quickly will disappear if we don't keep practicing them. Keep practicing the doctrines of God over and over again in our minds, feeding those, hiding them in our hearts so that we know the truth. And the lies of the world and of Satan and of our own flesh will not distract us from the real truth. Well, let's end there for today. It's a good place to stop, I think. And, we'll get together tomorrow and we'll talk about the conclusion of what do we need to walk away with. That's what these conclusions are all about on the end of my videos. If you don't know, I'm trying to just kind of apply these things. This is our application time. So come back next time and we'll do that hard work of application.